Are you serious? Get a cup of coffee. Let's knock out 4 very important news stories that I think that you got to know about. First of all, Russia. Russia could care less what Israel said about don't you dare send missile defense systems or missiles to Syria. So Russia is sending air defense missiles to Syria to do what they say deter foreign hotheads. Moscow's reporting Russia will proceed with plans to provide Syria with an advanced air defense system, in part to prevent foreign hotheads from getting involved in the country's conflict. A top Russian diplomat said Deputy Foreign Minister Sergei Ryabkov confirmed plans to deliver the S-300 missile defense system, but would not confirm when it would arrive. The S-300, one of the world's most advanced air defense systems, could make it harder for foreign forces to carry out airstrikes inside Syria, as Israel has done this year, or to impose a no-fly zone, as some members of Congress in America have called for. So the move is Russia's biggest and most public step so far to bolster the government of Syria's beleaguered President Bashar Assad, its longtime ally, and, of course, a friend of the Kremlin, but an enemy of Israel. The problem is, if Assad falls and the Muslim Brotherhood take over Syria, they've even got a bigger enemy that has a stake in Tunisia, Egypt, Libya, Yemen, and then Syria, completely surrounding, which would give Mohammed Morsi the ability to set forces up anywhere he wanted to come in against Israel. So why is John F. Kerry trying to give away another $4 billion to the Palestinian groups such as the Hamas, who would get their hands on it, and even Hezbollah, and even Mohammed Morsi? And I don't think they would use the money to build infrastructures to help build up the economy for the Palestinian people who are suffering, but instead would use it for weaponry against Israel. So let's keep an eye on what's happening there. Also, and I really want to thank Reed Rogers for that report. Stephen of Oklahoma wants to continue to keep my blood boiling in these last days. So here's what he sent to me. Confidential report has been released listing the United States weapons systems were designed and have been compromised by Chinese cyber spies. Designs for many of the nation's most sensitive advanced weapon systems have been compromised by Chinese hackers, according to a report prepared for the Pentagon and to officials that form the government and the defense industry. Now, among more than 24 major weapon systems whose designs were breached were programs critical to the U.S. missile defense and combat aircraft and ships, according to a previously undisclosed section of a confidential report prepared for the Pentagon's leaders by the Defense Science Board. Experts warned that the electronical intrusions gave China access to our advanced technology that could accelerate the development of its weapon systems and weaken the United States military advantage in the future conflicts. Under the Obama administration, we're shutting down, we're cutting back. We had 5,000 nuclear warheads when Obama was first elected. That went, after his first term, was reduced to 1,500, and his goal is to reduce it to 300 by the end of his second term. But what does it matter if the weapons defense systems are all been hacked and compromised by China? What? Experts warn that, I can't read that no more. But it gets worse. The Attorney General, Eric Holder, who couldn't hold on to the Fast and Furious weapons, but he didn't have a problem holding on to a subpoena that he signed off on and issued for the Fox News men Rosen his phone records. Attorney General Eric Holder personally approved a decision for the subpoena of Fox News telephone records as the Justice Department investigates an unauthorized leak regarding North Korea. Wait a minute, Eric Holder excused himself from the AP Association scandal of the bugging and the tapping of 20 phone lines that the Associated Press reporters were using, and for their phone records of over 100 journalists. He said, I gotta recuse myself. I gotta dismiss myself from this investigation so that it'd be more properly done. I don't have nothing to do with this. I'm just gonna pull out. But now, records show he's the one that signed the subpoena, though, going after James Rosen. Attorney General Eric Holder personally approved the decision for the subpoena to Fox News telephone records as the Justice Department investigates this unauthorized leak. Now, the Justice Department did not mention the subpoena when it issued a statement last Friday describing how Eric Holder had vetted a decision to search the warrant of James Rosen. So they're deliberately withholding information. They didn't want to say who signed it. More and more Benghazi, more and more IRS scandal. Now Jay Sekulow this morning was on MSNBC on Joe Scarborough asking, what do you know about the IRS scandal? Jay Sekulow says, look, I used to work for the IRS when I first got out of college for a couple years. The Cincinnati office is not some little side office. The truth is, he said, I have a lawsuit. He had a stack of papers this thick. I have a lawsuit. 25 of my Tea Party and conservative and patriot and religious nonprofit organizations. I'm filing a lawsuit today on behalf of 25 of them. We're suing 4 IRS offices, including Cincinnati. We have the names of over 100 what so-called rogue IRS agents who were the ones sending these letters out with all this threatening and all of this mountains of information they wanted. And he said, the lady that signed off, who pleaded the fifth, we've got letters from her, but we've got letters from members of the Obama administration working in the White House. This thing is past her. I know it's in the White House. How far up? I don't know. But folks, this thing is getting uglier by the moment. And Attorney General Eric Holder is involved. You know he's involved. He's involved. How many things, and how high is this going to go? He's the Attorney General. That's the subpoena to go after James Rosen of Fox. But we've got the Benghazi talking points. We've got the IRS scandal. We got the tapping of the phone records here, or the AP, and now Fox News. What else do we got? Oh, well, let's not worry about it, because Reverend Gary sent me a nice article here that Turkey is going to build a $100 million mega mosque. Let's say it together. A $100 million mega mosque. Where? Maryland. Say it with me. $100 million mega mosque in Maryland. For millions of Muslims. And the madness continues here. I'm not against freedom. I'm for freedom of religion. I'm for freedom. I'm for constitutional rights. I'm for it all. I'm for freedom of religion. I just don't know why we can't have our freedom of religion as Christians. Let's just drop it and leave it right there. Wait a second. Let's just forget about it. Let's not speak about Eric Holder or nobody else anymore. Let's just forget about it.